Breaking. Britain has erupted. Over 300,000 people flood the streets as outrage spreads. A government accused of seizing homes from war veterans to fund a £2.4 billion migrant housing project. And tonight, the Prime Minister can't step outside Parliament without heavy police protection. This is the story they never wanted you to hear. If you're tired of being kept in the dark, hit subscribe now, because what you're about to discover will change everything you thought you knew. This isn't rumor or speculation. This is verified proof of corruption at the very top of British power. It began quietly back in 2023. The Home Office announced an emergency housing initiative for migrants. On paper, it sounded noble: compassion, relief, a humanitarian mission. But dig deeper, and the truth is rotten. 5 construction firms received the contracts. Every single one major financial backers of Keir Starmer's 2024 campaign. One of them, West Burbridge Contracts Ltd., donated £2.7 million to Starmer. Only weeks later, they secured £620 million in hotel and housing deals. The total scheme? £2.4 billion. Now under criminal investigation. But it didn't stop there. The tenders were custom written for these donors. Internal leaks show that West Burbridge executives actually helped draft the bidding requirements, conditions so specific that only their firm qualified. Hidden deep inside hundreds of pages were clauses guaranteeing profit margins up to 40%. No open competition. No oversight committees. Just secret meetings and money quietly changing hands. A whistleblower inside the procurement department said multiple officials raised alarms and were swiftly silenced. Some were reassigned. Others are forced into early retirement. Within weeks, 3 senior civil servants were gone. The evidence trail is overwhelming: encrypted chats, off-the-record meetings, burner phones, and private residences used for official business. This wasn't just unethical, it was criminally orchestrated. Over 15,000 public homes were emptied, homes once belonging to veterans and pensioners. People who built this nation. People who fought for it. Take Thomas Reed, 67. A Falklands War veteran who lost his leg in 1982 defending Britain. 2 months ago, he received a notice: his house was being reallocated for migrant housing. No hearing. No appeal. Just a 30-day order stamped by the government. Now he sleeps in his car, outside the home he lived in for 14 years, a house fitted for his disability, paid for by veterans' charities. He told reporters, "I gave my leg for this country. Now I sleep in my car while newcomers stay in 4-star hotels." He's not alone. Thousands more evicted, erased from housing lists, doors padlocked, possessions in storage. Elderly widows, disabled veterans, lifelong taxpayers, replaced without explanation. Meanwhile, across southern England, 42 luxury hotels host more than 32,000 asylum seekers, fully paid by taxpayers. Buffet breakfasts, spa facilities, round-the-clock security, some hotels billing £150 a night per person, triple the regular rate. Outside those same hotels, veterans are sleeping on benches. Pensioners in their cars. Citizens invisible in the country they once served. The betrayal isn't just economic, it's moral. It's a wound to Britain's soul. Then, the truth broke open. More than 200 pages of confidential Home Office files were leaked, tracing offshore payments, consulting fees, and encrypted messages between West Burbridge executives and Starmer's inner circle. One message read, "Package approved. PM on board. Proceed to phase 2". Another, "Veterans housing stock identified. Low political risk. Proceed." The moment the leak hit the internet, Britain exploded. Not slowly, instantly. Analysts believe the source came from within the Home Office, civil servants disgusted by what they were told to approve. Within hours, the files spread everywhere: journalists, activists, lawyers, millions of downloads, cross-checking contracts and payments. By dawn, the streets were alive. London, Manchester, Birmingham, Leeds, Glasgow, Cardiff, united. This wasn't partisan politics. It was national fury. Crowds filled Downing Street. Riot police stood shoulder to shoulder as voices roared, "Resign! Resign!" Flares turned the sky red. Wheelchair-bound veterans blocked Whitehall. Pensioners linked arms across Parliament Road. One banner read, "Who sold Britain?" beside Thomas Reed's photo and the Westbridge logo. Nearly 500 arrests the first night, yet the chants only grew louder. By day 2, protests had spread to 50 cities. Inside number 10, blinds were drawn, lights off, security tripled. The Prime Minister cancelled every public event. Britain was witnessing a full-blown constitutional crisis. Then came the cover-up. At 2 a.m., the Home Office quietly ordered all files linked to Westbridge erased. Over 11,000 records deleted in minutes. But one IT administrator captured the deletion logs and sent them abroad. Forensic experts later confirmed, the wipe came from Downing Street itself. Officials tried blaming foreign hackers, Russia, China, but the data trail proved it was an inside job. When MPs demanded an emergency inquiry, Starmer's allies blocked it, citing national security. The real reason? Fear. Internal messages leaked again. If we fall, the Home Office burns with us. Destroy everything. Legal can't defend what's been deleted. The cover-up became even more damning than the original crime. Within 2 days, police were granted emergency powers. Curfews imposed. Social media posts flagged and accounts banned. Veteran organizers arrested under the Public Order Act, including Thomas Reed himself. TV cameras caught him being dragged from his car at dawn. The government called it maintaining order. The people called it tyranny. Tear gas clouded Trafalgar Square. But even then, veterans at the front lines shouted through megaphones. "Stay calm. Our weapon is truth." Inside Parliament, tension exploded. MPs demanded answers. Where is the Prime Minister? What is he hiding? Starmer finally entered under police escort, pale, expressionless. Opposition benches roared, "Resign." An MP held up the Westbridge ledger, reading aloud. £2.7 million in donations, £620 million in contracts. You bought the government and sold the people. In the gallery, a veteran lifted his prosthetic leg high, a moment that went viral worldwide. The chamber froze. Even Starmer's allies couldn't meet his eyes. A no-confidence vote followed. It barely failed. But defections and resignations began within hours. Markets crashed. Downing Street fell silent. Across Britain, the protests shifted. Not from exhaustion, but unity. Someone called for 67 seconds of silence for Thomas Reed. Then, softly, a whisper, "For Britain." The chant rose again, steady, mournful, unstoppable. It wasn't left versus right anymore. It was Britain versus betrayal. Communities opened doors for displaced veterans. Fundraisers raised millions. Flags and flowers covered city squares. Britain wasn't just angry, it was awake. This wasn't just one man's scandal. It was the moment a nation realized the truth: the promises were false, the system was broken, and the people had had enough. The £2.4 billion scandal may topple a leader, maybe an entire government, but it has already redrawn British history. Because once a country truly sees corruption laid bare, it can never look away. The protests aren't fading. They're spreading town by town, generation to generation. This is the story children will one day study, the moment Britain said enough. This isn't collapse. It's correction, painful, necessary, and long overdue. And as the smoke clears over Westminster, one message remains written on walls, banners, and hearts. We are Britain. And we remember. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth political commentary, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of power and politics. Thanks for watching.